Hey, what's up guys, Well Customs here, and today we are taking a look at my custom Dragon Ball Z Broly figure, and this is from Figurize model kit actually, and I had a lot of fun doing it. This is actually my second Figurize model kit that I done. Previously I did Frieza years ago, so it's fun getting back into this, building the figure and stuff like that, but I wanted to fix him up a little bit. I wanted to make him a little bit more of an action figure, more than not just a model, basically. So while building him, I went through all the steps, not just clipping in the parts, I actually super glued them together to make them a little bit more firm, to stick in better and stuff like that. So he feels a little bit more solid, if anything. And then of course after that, I went to work, I took off the legs. I have brand new legs on him, we'll get into that after. Did some weathering on him, put more scars on his body. I want to do like a mashup between the Dragon Ball Z version from the movies and also the Dragon Ball Super version that's more canon now. But yeah, I wanted to use his base body because I thought it was good enough. It's also cheaper compared to buying the new Broly anyway, so I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. So let's get into it. Alright, so getting up close and personal with the figure right now, I just realized I forgot to paint the earrings, but whatever, I'll do it later. But taking a look at the figure, as you can see, some weathering job over his muscles, some shading into the grooves, a lot more scars on him. This one originally had a necklace, so I took that out and I covered the holes up with more scars. So I think it came out pretty well overall. I have some beef footage of me, of all the stuff that I did. But yeah, building him was fun. Like I said before, I super glued most of the parts together so they're more firm and stay together a lot better. But I'm pretty happy how it turned out. Going down the rest of the body, he does have his, don't know what you want to call it, it's fur basically from his childhood pet animal friend from the movie. So I want to do something on that aspect. I don't know, whatever you want to call it, but finding something suitable for this was really hard because I don't want something plastic, I don't want something stiff, so I actually got an old rag that I used and I actually was able to cut it up, and this is very, very flexible, it droops down nicely, so it looks pretty good, and it kind of gives off a nice look of fur for their scale. Going down to the legs, now the legs are interesting. I used a I used a Marvel Legends legs. I forgot the character's name. I think it's Thor's grandfather. I'll probably put the actual name down here. I had the figure from that San Diego Comic-Con set that came all these different Thor figures, and this one was just sitting in the box because I really didn't care that much about it. So I put some use to it. I like it a lot because it has nice long legs, actually really exact size for this Broly figure as well. Good articulation, and also I love the boots. And they got some fur down there, also it's all wrapped up. So I thought it was pretty suitable for this Broly figure overall. Now just looking at the figure overall close up, I had a lot of fun doing it, a lot of shading. I don't do that many customs that much anymore, work and life in general. It takes a lot of time and it's time consuming, but once in a while I try to throw in a custom here and there that I work on. And yeah, just a lot of weathering, shading in the muscles. I went with brown to shade in the muscles because I thought it would be more appropriate with the skin tone overall. And I think it came out pretty well. I'm pretty happy how it looks. Size comparison time. So here he is of Super Saiyan Blue, Goku, and Vegeta right here side by side. And yeah, overall looks pretty good. He's a nice big guy and no complaints how he looks. Alright, next up in size comparisons, we have some SH figure arts and also Dragon Stars. We have Beerus, Wiz, and Jiren right there. All three very powerful. More powerful than Broly? Who knows? But here they are, all side by side. Alright, next up right here, we have some Dragon Star figures of Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Super Saiyan Blue Vegito. Looks pretty good. And next up right here, we have Dragon Stars, Vegeta, and Goku. Both are Super Saiyans. One or two, up to you, but here they are side by side. And to round up the Z fighters, we have Gohan, Piccolo, Golden Frieza, and Tien right here, all SH figure arts. Alright, so going to articulation right now, he has a ball jointed head at the base of the neck and also at the base of the head. So there's 2 points right there, which are pretty good, pretty decent. Goes down pretty well like that, goes up pretty decently overall. You can swivel the head left and right and can pivot, so that's pretty nice right there. Like many have said, you have to be careful because sometimes the face does pop off a little bit when you move it around. Not a big deal. Of course, if you're just posing it on your shelf and display, you shouldn't have any problems. Now going to the shoulders right now, he does have hinge joint to go up about this much, which is not bad at all. You do have that funky looking joint right there because of the way it's constructed. Not a big deal, I don't mind that at all. But it does go up and down pretty good. It goes up and down like that as well. It swivels up. He does have a bicep swivel, which is nice and solid. And I believe he has 2 joints at the elbow, but pretty much just one because of his huge biceps right there. But not a big deal. At the wrist, he has a ball joint that swivels around and rotates, so it's pretty nice. Alright, so taking a look at his back, actually I did not show before, I did weather that as well and gave him a nice scar going down his back. But he does have articulation as well, so he does have butterfly joints that bring his arms and shoulders forward. Some people don't like the look of that, but you know, just how it is. A lot of different toy companies have that as well. Just a matter of what looks nice and what doesn't. But yeah, you do get the added articulation, so it's always nice to have. Now going to the ab section, he does have a ball joint inside there. It goes back a little bit, which is pretty good. It goes forward, not that much though, but you could kind of twist it left and right. It does pivot a little bit, so you do get a little bit of movement right there. Not the greatest, but at least it's something. He does have a thigh swivel right there, which is pretty nice. I actually took the peg from the old figure from the lower legs and able to Dremel it out, stick it onto this figure, and it fits so nice and snug and good fit right there, so I don't feel worried it's going to pop off or anything. So I'm pretty happy with that. So he does have the waist swivel right there. Alright, now going to the lower part of the body, he is sporting Marvel Legend legs, so I like how that came out. Basically a T-jointed hips right here. No problems here at all. They go up about that far. Go back a little bit, split-wise, not that bad. They do have thigh swivel right there, of course. 2 joints at the knee, which is pretty good. There is no boot swivel at it. The ankle is pretty limited, though, to be honest. I thought it would be a little bit better, but it's pretty limited because of the, whatever you want to call this. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the T-jointed hips, at least. So he does have some decent range and movement. Now just taking a quick look at his fur around his waist right here, I did cut it up into a couple pieces so it moves a lot easier in articulation or you're going to pose him. So it's not one solid piece that might get a little bit hindered. It's all layered, but overall you can move it around in almost 3 different pieces. So it worked out pretty well. Alright guys, so that's about it. You know, I had a lot of fun doing this. You know, this is a side project of mine that I want to do for a long time. I never had a BROLY figure in my collection. The old original SH Figure Arts one is really expensive. There's a new one coming out, but you know, you have to be quick on that before it goes up in price. I felt like doing this because A, I haven't done a custom in a long time. B, I have not done a figurized model in a long time, so I just did everything at once. It felt good. It felt good building this. It felt good putting it together. It felt good, you know, getting my mind to think of new ways to work the lower body. And it felt good just using your hands all over again. And I'm pretty happy how it turned out. Like I said before, I worked every single joint. All the parts I super glued them together just to make the figure feel more solid feeling, which is always nice to have. Not much of a model, but more of an action figure per se. And I think it worked out in the end. All the parts on this figure are pretty solid now. The joints feel pretty good. You know, they're pretty firm. Some of them I might put a little bit more super glue in there just to firm it up, like the bicep swivel and also these shoulder joints. But overall, everything worked out pretty well. And yeah, I definitely would do more figurized models in the future, appropriate to my collection and the scale, because these figurized figures do tend to be a little bit bigger in general compared to SH Figure Arts and also Dragon Stars. So maybe I might do a Frieza, but who knows what else I might do. Maybe a Cell also, but that's about it probably. Maybe get some more model kits like these spaceships, maybe the Saiyans, the Saiyan pod. I actually do have the time machine for Trunks, which I might do soon. But other than that, yeah, these figurized model kits are pretty fun and a lot of different possibilities with them. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Peace!